Hey everybody, today Mojang released a new snapshot, 17W47A, and it brought a lot of changes for technical Minecraft. So first of all, the whole block ID system got changed, so they previously had this issue that they were running out of block IDs and couldn't add new blocks unless they changed the format somehow. And that's what they did in this snapshot, and they immediately added new blocks, since it's now possible again. So we got color variants of the button, trapdoor, and pressure plate. They don't behave differently, they all act the same, so the wooden button still activates for 30 game ticks, and the pressure plate also acts like the normal wooden pressure plate before, no matter of the type of color you use. So maybe it would be a nice idea if they would have different delays. For example, one activates for 25 game ticks, the next one 30 and 35. Maybe that's an idea, but not sure if this would really be too useful. Also, some aesthetic blocks got added, for example the bark block. So we were able to get this before in creative by using some commands, but now you can also get them in your creative menu. So it has a bark texture on all 6 sides, which is kind of nice, I guess. So far there's no possibility to get them in survival. I guess this will be added later. So what's also interesting is we got a new quartz block. So they added smooth quartz, which kind of looks the same as normal quartz. Can't really spot a difference yet, but yeah, I guess a new quartz block was also added. Then we got the double stone slab. You were also able to get before just in creative, and also part of creative menu, not in survival yet. Then this is quite nice. We can get stem blocks again from giant mushrooms. I think the last version where it was possible was, I think, 1.6 or 1.5. And it probably was removed in order to make more space for other blocks in the old block format, and now we can get them again, but not the underside of the mushrooms. So this is still a quite nice texture in my opinion, but we can't get that like in 1.6 as far as I know. Same for the red mushroom. They also dropped the normal mushroom blocks again if you break one of the caps, and you get the stem block if you break a stem block, but no underside or inside. Okay, then another change was quite interesting. You are now able to place chests next to each other, but the ability to form double chests was removed. I think this is quite certainly a bug. I think the plan is to have double chests next to each other. So far this doesn't work. So this would at some point maybe remove the need to use trap chests for your storage systems. Would be quite nice actually. Then another change was the collision box of hoppers and anvils. So previously the hopper was a full block, not anymore. So if you click on this part here, previously you would access the menu of the hopper, but not anymore. For example, this is quite nice if you have a chest behind, you can access it through the hopper block. But it also has a downside. For example, for technical play, we can no longer make the vertical item sorters. So previously we were able to do this. Let's shoot an item through. You could configure the hoppers with some redstone in a way that only items that are can fit in the slots of the hopper were picked up, and everything else went through the hopper and came out at the top. And this is no longer possible because the items would get stuck. So this is quite sad. We can no longer do that. Requires some rebuilding if you used it in your storage system, for example. Okay, then another technical detail that was changed was the ability to get open trapdoors, iron trapdoors. Previously, if you powered the trapdoor and then moved it, it would stay open, and this is no longer the case. In my opinion, this is quite a shame because it was kind of nice for decorations, and this got removed. If you would use a wooden trapdoor instead, then still would stay open. As you can see here, same goes for fence gates, it would also stay open. Okay, then, also nice detail, the pumpkins that are generated by the stems no longer have a face on the side, but you can make them just by right-clicking them for some shears. They also drop some seeds if you do this. The collision box of the anvil also follows the model exactly like the hopper, and this might be interesting maybe for some precise mob aligning or some similar things. So this might open some new possibilities, but we have to see if it's really useful. Okay, the next change, the metadata changes or color converters for gravity blocks no longer work, obviously, since the whole system got changed. So previously you were able to convert yellow sand and red sand and vice versa. Same goes for the concrete types, and this is no longer possible. While trying this, I also noticed that pistons got messed up a little bit. So as you can see, the right side doesn't even extend what it did before. And you might also have noticed that this breaking animation of the sticky piston head. And yeah, I think this is a bug that's probably not intended. As you can see, if you reject a sticky piston now, then you have a breaking animation. I guess this needs to be fixed. For example, a lot of redstone contraptions at the moment would break. So something like this, where you give a 0 tick to the sticky piston and send the block over, and immediately send it back by activating this piston here. This gets stuck, and yeah, I hope this will be fixed. Also, I tried out a few complete redstone builds in creative mode, but it mostly crashed the whole Minecraft. So there's still some weird things going on. All in all, this is a new snapshot with major changes, so it's still quite buggy. In my opinion, the most interesting thing about the snapshot was the debug stick that probably was left in the game by accident. So I can get it by doing /gif Minecraft debug stick is the name of the item. And it has the ability to change properties of blocks. For example, you could rotate comparators, and for repeaters not really useful, you can already do that. But for example, check out this leaf block here. You can change between check decay true and false. Or in case of the sapling, you can change between growth stages. And not quite sure what rules it follows. In case of the pressure plate, changes between powered and unpowered. In case of the button, changes the direction. So it seems like always the first value in the F3 menu rotates through the different values. And it's kind of interesting, probably wasn't left there intentionally, but it's kind of interesting because some kind of a tool or item that will rotate blocks would be really useful in Minecraft. Especially if you're working with those glazed terracotta blocks, if you could rotate them somehow, then you don't need to get into different positions just to place it in the right angle. This would be quite useful for building, or think about flying machines where you need to place some downwards facing pistons all the time, or downwards facing observers, which is quite tricky. Be useful to have a tool like this. According to the changelog, there were also some changes to the way chunks are saved, and it's potentially really interesting for tackling Minecraft. I tried to do some tests, but it always resulted in a game crashing, so we'll see what the future brings in that regard. All in all, this snapshot is kind of interesting for tackling Minecraft, but it's kind of sad that we lose more automation with the color converter. For example, it's interesting for mini games. Doc M and ISO showed it once, where they made a Connect 4 game where you could reset the whole game just by doing a color conversion again, and it's kind of sad that we lose that ability. So one thing I would propose that we get this again in one way. For example, we could change the color of concrete blocks by putting dye in a dispenser, and if there's the concrete block in front and if you activate it, it would change the color of the block in front. And this way we can do some cool automatic systems, which might be interesting. So it would be nice if you could get that feature back somehow. Okay, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.